Consumers are the buyers of a good or service. Whether or not a person wants to purchase a good or service depends on the subjective value they place on that good or service. I might think something is worth a lot of money, while you think it isn't worth any money at all. These would be our preferences. And in economics, we like to represent people's preferences as utility. Utility is the ability of a good or service to satisfy a person's needs or wants. We tend to think of this as a numerical value. We get utility whenever we eat some good food or visit a cool place. And all those values get added together or give us our total utility. Of course, we can't have everything we want. Due to scarcity, we have to pick and choose, and we are limited by our budget constraint, or the amount of income we get from all our economic activity like labor, resource ownership, capital ownership, or entrepreneurship. Economists claim that consumers will be driven to maximize their utility subject to their budget constraint. We will pick and choose what we spend our money on in order to maximize our total utility from the consumption that money buys. We want to get the most out of our personal resources. You can think of consumer behavior in the marketplace as a kind of reverse auction. The auctioneer announces the price of the product, and we consumers decide how many we want to buy at the going market price. Some people will find this price to be a great deal, and they will buy many. For those consumers, this product gives them a lot of utility, and it is worth sacrificing the ability to buy other things for. Other people will have bigger opportunity costs with other options they simply value more than this one. They will buy few or none of this product at the market price. In Adam Smith's market economy, these different preferences are a good thing. And when we express our preferences as willingness to pay for the product, it is verification that the product is going to the person who values it more than the price paid. If people know their own preferences and are maximizing their utility subject to their budget constraint, we can consider how they will respond to market incentives. The market price is the amount a consumer pays to purchase a product. It is the cost of consumption. Consumers will buy a good if their marginal benefit, expressed by the amount they are willing to pay for something, is equal to or higher than the price paid. If someone is willing to pay $20 for a product, that means there is no other use for that $20 which gets the person more utility than this product. So long as the product costs $20 or less, the person will buy the product. Since people will set different amounts as their willingness to pay, we expect the quantity demanded to increase as the price falls. As the price goes down, more and more people agree to buy more and more of the product. The market demand relates the price to the quantity demanded. It is a relationship we can put on a graph, with price on the vertical axis and quantity demanded on the horizontal axis. You can think of the market demand curve as the answer to the call for how many people wish to buy at a given price. If the price is high, then the quantity demanded will be low. And if we lower the price, more consumers will want to purchase this product, which means a higher quantity demanded. Each decrease in the price attracts more consumers to this product, leading to higher and higher quantities demanded. When they are all connected, we have our demand curve. The demand curve is like a list. It tells us how many units of a good or service all the consumers in the market will buy at every possible price. But sometimes things change. Consumers might see an increase in their income, allowing them to afford more of everything they want. This would lead to an increase in demand, which would mean our old list is no good because consumers will be buying more of this product at every price. To show this, we shift demand to the right. And you can see that whether the price was high or low, the quantity purchased is higher than it was before. Lots of other changes could lead to this same increase in demand. A change in the price of a related good is one that needs a little explaining though. Related goods come in two forms, substitutes and complements. Two goods are substitutes when consumers tend to switch between them. Think Pepsi versus Coke or iPhone versus Samsung. Two goods are complements when consumers tend to buy them together. Think peanut butter and jelly or milk and cereal. A change in the price of a substitute or complement good will shift the demand for our good. If the price of Pepsi increases, that will increase the demand for Coke as people switch from buying Pepsi to buying more Coke than they otherwise would have. Or if this is the demand for milk and the price of cereal drops, we might see this same increase in the demand for milk. That's because cheaper cereal will mean people are willing to pay a bit more for milk than before, because the bundle of milk and cereal together is still cheaper. Continuing down our list, a change in consumer preferences, like a good advertisement that makes someone aware of a product, or a change in what people like or dislike, could lead them to be willing to pay more for a product, increasing demand. A change in expectations could also increase demand. For example, a new weather forecast might lead us to expect a severe storm, and so we're willing to pay a little more for batteries now to make sure that we're okay. And lastly, an increase in the overall number of consumers will also increase demand, since more people means more yeses at every price. To decrease demand, we need to reduce how much people are willing to pay for the product. A reduction in consumer income, a decrease in the price of a substitute, an increase in the price of a complement, and a shift in preferences or a change in expectations away from this product, or a reduction in the number of consumers, will decrease demand, meaning a shift to the left. Remember, increases in demand are always shifts to the right, decreases are always shifts to the left. We can see that with a decrease, consumers will buy a lower quantity demanded, whether the price was high or whether the price was low. Demand tells us what quantity will be voluntarily purchased by consumers at the price charged.